Gambit, they group up, everyone together, they're hunting for blood, and you've got the time as well. They've moved very quickly out into that Radiant jungle, but Radiant Observe what planted, they'll plant their own aggressive one behind the lines. The Vici Gaming are also all together, they don't want any kind of shenanigans to catch him out.
It's nice play by both teams. I like the decision from Gambit though. Whenever you got the one game jump, I love courier snipes, I love 5-man smokes. Do something that kind of gets into your enemy team's head after they've prepared for, this new game. You lose a game, you're like, all right, guys, let's go next, let's go. And then you immediately find yourself at a disadvantage. That can be real demoralizing and leads to a lot of quick 2-0s.
Kind of funny when DY's walking, you say, all right, well, I guess they're not here. All right, the first person I found some information is Legion Commander. So, yeah, easy 2-2, rune trade-off. No one will end up battling, even with the aggressive posturing.
And I love what you see Gambit doing here. A lot of times you have lanes that you want, but more often than not, you're in a scenario where there's one lane matchup you have to avoid. And in this case, it's the Sven against the Bat. So this whole movement was just to try and ensure the LC started there. But I like what Vici did, where they showed the lanes and they actually faked it out. And Bat's just going top anyway. So you have the matchup you didn't want here as Gambit. They're even going to try lane top as Vici. This is the right move, because Bat versus Sven is just so unfavorable for the dire side. And you can even see, look at the Hawk. He's all the way up by the tier 2, and he's just going to have to start the long walk bottom, because this is not a lane he can play in. And yeah, FNG, they're making the right moves here, where FNG stays bot to get the XP and gold against DY. And we're going to just see both cores constantly shifting back. In fact, Monkey King's already on his way top.
So, all right, well, we know where he's going to walk, so I'll walk up this way. Meanwhile, the supports are very happy, because they're going to get a lot out of this. But how's the mid matchup look? At least this is where we have core-on-core action. How's this meant to go down? You said the Deucer was going to be a rough pickup, or something the Gambit should have banned out. How does he work in the laning phase against the Leshrac?
Well, that's the problem. You have a 10 damage advantage as the Deucer, and it's very difficult for Afro Ninja to pressure, because every snake you take just ends up, you lose the ability to harass, because it drains that mana. Definitely Medusa favored. However, you have a lot more kill potential as the Shrek, especially when you have an Immersion Earth Spirit, always capable of moving mid. So also, if you check out the Monkey King, he is still yet to enter a lane. He's currently a walking courier, which in the lane movement wars is a huge advantage, because he has so much more move speed in comparison to the 313 of Sven.
It's like Yang is actually finally making it. He's going to finally leave the top lane, so Monkey can arrive. And Yang's going to cross through the mid. And you want to telegraph movements any harder than this? This is beyond telegraphed. I was like, well, okay, fine. Well, then there's a Batrider saying hello. What is this? It's like Vici Gaming, the only person really getting CS here as a core is the Deucer.
It doesn't matter, because it's all about slowing down the Sven, right? You need to... Who determined the tempo of that previous game? It was all the Hawk.
Yeah.
You know that Medusa will inevitably outduel a Sven as the game gets later. It doesn't matter if Monkey King has a poor start. If you're slowing down the Sven in response, it's all just about getting the Batrider in this lane that he is obviously heavily favored in, and more importantly, you slow down the Hawk Sven.
FNG's got a harder job to do. He had a great game 1, but transition into game 2 maybe a little bit more difficult. Yang is going to very much stay on top of him. They already put down the disruptive wall, making sure that FNG has no way out, but then that's why you bring in Immersion. A rolling ball, that's a level 3 ES already. Looking for the extra kick. Yang does not want to come underneath the tower. He does say just out of range, but DY is in more trouble. There's no Orb of Venom on that Earth Spirit. He's got Rolling Boulder off cooldown right now. Rolling Boulder's down and he connects on DY. This will be the first blood going the way of Gambit into the hands of that very highly leveled ES.
Yeah, you are very happy with this if you are Gambit now, because the one upside of these lane shenanigans is that FNG was able to control the lane bottom. Batrider needs lane control, especially in his own safe lane, because otherwise you don't have the distance to actually pursue with the Firefly. It's a lot easier for Gambits to try lane to find kills, especially when they have that ability to chase.
You're going to go for a potential kill up on top. Fade's been waiting. Actually, no, he doesn't have level 3 yet. With Shackles, maybe there's the chance you can get the Chingu Mastery stacks up, but he needs that control time to make it work.
It's already looking very good for
Ori.
Mid lane.
Rolling Ball is going to be off target, but the kick will still follow through, and Ori's got on the wrong side of the river. He was trying to get aggressive onto Apo, and it won't work. Apo is already switching into Mango. So if he needed the extra mana, he'll have it, but Ori, just like game 1, caught on the wrong side of the tracks.
I really want to reiterate, a lot of this is lane control. Where was Medusa standing on enemy high ground? That's why Gambit's able to find that kill. top lane, yeah, sure, Legion Commander's lane is pushing now, but he was pushing with it for so long that he's already level 4.
They're going again. The wall is up. DY. Oh, he's just getting kicked around. FNG's going to stay in range, but they'll have to go into the tree lines to try and find the kills.
They can go for more.
Already arrived. Yeah, they can go over towards Yang. Wall crying up. They've got the life to sustain, but they don't want to go underneath the tier 1 tower, especially as the supports have got the creep waves and 3 sticky napalm stacks on both the supports.
And I just love the way Gambit's been playing. They just seem a step ahead. And even here, again, controlling the lane. They're going to just stand, run it around in a circle in front of their tower and ensure they can keep lane control. That's exactly what Dahak's doing now. Top lane, sure, Legion Commander's struggling a bit, but he's your LC. He's going to be a lasso remover and a dueler. He doesn't need to have the greatest game.
Yep. And if he's able to pick up this 5-minute bounty rune on the top as well, that's going to be 3 going the way of Gambit. They'll continue to extend their lead forward. And okay, maybe up against a Shaman he won't do it. Shackles will cause some problems. The ES is also, there's early levels that got into Immersion. He hasn't claimed much since then, but in the 2 minutes since he moved off that lane,
look at net worth real
everywhere.
Fast.
What's that net worth looking like? He is #1 net worth for Gambit. He's actually
almost
ahead of
in the game as well. And this is with how many CS? Like 6? 8? It's not bad.
Kills are worth a lot, especially when he's got 2 of the 3 of Gambit.
Yeah. And not many people know about Immersion, but all the CIS community did. He was highly recruited after this last TI. Kind of coming out of nowhere in a sense, but a lot of players knew he was very good, and it is difficult to find 4 positions that are on the level of him.
Here we go again. We keep highlighting him up, but Immersion, he wants to be the star. They got the Edict damage out, but with the Stone Gaze, difficult to keep the chase going. Leshrac shackled up. Immersion, this is not the greatest chaining of control. Both Wall and Shackle being used at the same time.
FNG unknowingly standing on top of already placed Radiant Observer ward, so his movement will, however, force the Radiant side to their top shrine instead of the bottom, a bit of a further walk. Now moving back towards the bottom lane to ensure Dahak has that good time.
Feels like Afro, however, is just having a... he's really starting to gain momentum in this mid. He grabbed a DD rune as well from the top river.
Yep.
So it's not just the bottle charges, it's that bonus damage he can just pump a little bit into the town. 68 plus 70 is not too shabby.
But the one issue I have with the Vici draft, though, who's the core that actually rotates? Who makes movements around the map?
Well, it's meant to be Monkey, right? Like, he moves faster,
sort of.
It's also meant to be Batrider.
Yeah, but they don't do it the same way a Legion Commander or a Lesh do.
Stormbolt's already beginning it off. It's a 2-point brain sap, and he'll go up into the trees. Firefly away.
He forced off defensively.
Oh,
here's Immersion. This is a dead bat for sure.
He came back. Here comes the rolling boulder of Immersion. He's looking for some urn charges. He's going to claim it. Batrider cannot stay alive through this.
Really well done. And this is Gambit just applying pressure to the Sven lane. He's now top net worth, exactly where they want him to be. And top side again, sure. The LC is suffering, but Monkey King, it's about how you turn this gold into further advantage, right? A Sven with an Echo Saber is going to use that to farm way faster than a Monkey King because of the built-in cleave mechanic. It's way more valuable to have this early gold advantage on your Sven.
Looks like Afro wants to get involved too. Not feeling like he needs to stay alive too heavily, like he's actually gone one null, one bracer. Splitting it.
Middle tower is under attack.
And FNG, well, okay, maybe he sniffed out that Radiant Observer would, as he'll actually come forward and deny it. Kill it.
Great job for the game once again. To be expected, so.
Here we go. Yang trying to make a break for the tree line, but there's a lot more damage this time around. God's strength available for Sven.
And this is the upside as well, like further of Gambit's lineup, where they can find kills so much easier than Vici, who are really reliant on their supports to get things done. That's not feasible when they're both level 4.
Gonna go again. Immersion's ready to roll. And Shadow Shaman, you start with a stun. You're rolling boulder in, the wall's up, but they're fine to be underneath the T1 tower with Creep Wave. Maybe not so much when the Monkey King starts getting a couple of stacks a little bit too early on the hip, so they have to pull him back in again. And the Nightmare, Monkey King, he'll be broken free, so it's going on to Hako with Afro and Ninja arising. They're gonna have more than enough damage. Kakarotti's gone, and DY is gonna join him as well. The rampage continues, 8-0 in favor of Gambit. VG Gaming, they can't breathe, they're drowning.
Yep, this is what happens when you have 5 heroes willing to play Dota, with Vici really just... Zeus has no chance of getting involved. He's a creep farmer for the next 15 minutes, and even the Batrider with 1700 net worth, what is Yang going to do if he TP's down? His damage requires time to set up. He can just TP in Firefly, he'd end up dying too. And because this is a Leshrac and a Sven, that rotation also secures an objective.
Vici need to try and have some kind of plan. Like, RTK didn't draft this thinking, you know, Vici, we're just going to die. Like, there had to be an objective behind this, and they're looking for a fight. FNG, hexed up, they'll take to the trees, but here comes the TP support. 3 from Gambit. FNG broken free. The Legion Commander doing his job. If they can get a little bit more CS, he might even get a duel out of this one. The Glimpse trying to send him back. The stun from Monkey is really good with the Glimpse back. Now it's Immersion pulled in, but where is this dual target? You've got a little more seconds on that Magnetize. The Legion Commander not feeling like he's got to fight here.
Yeah, and it feels like Vici can't fight. That's the problem here. They're making moves, but Gambit of the only team that's saving up.
Off target from Immersion. He'll get the slow. The charge forward from Legion Commander. Can he actually reach him with the duel? But he cannot get through.
Oh, that would have been 2 kills.
Just in time.
Yeah, 1 second of faster movement there. They had grip and duel available. They would have been able to find both targets with full 5-second lockdowns. Runes will spawn. Looks like Gambit's going to control 3. Already a dominating presence around the map.
Especially when it's for Dahak. He's actually holding it off. So Apo is able to get 2. We've seen this from Mind Control when he plays a 3 position. Like, you get that early bottle, and then he's just able to get straight up to full, and then he'll have another chance for after the next battle.
You gotta be feeling really good if you're Gambit. A lot of it is just immersion. Whenever Earth Spirit 504, 100% kill participation, and the urn. He's rushing a Spirit Vessel and he's so strong right now. He represents so much damage. In fact, he's more damage than both supports of Vici, especially before they hit level 6. And then that's the timing. Vici will finally be able to be aggressive around the map once these supports have their ultimates online. And thankfully, they have the Tome to assist them in doing just that.
I'd love to see if that can be a reality. In the meantime, Gambit, he's already got his hand of Midas on Dahak. Yang walks up, but Dahak just, well, he runs away. That sword's light as a feather.
The Disruptor was on the way. Rasta was on the way.
Up towards the top. The fight's coming in. Monkey King, hold him, and it's time to duel. Monkey King, there will be a control, but now it's just an easy move over towards Fate. He thought he was helping out, but all he's doing is dying.
I point to the preparation of Vici Gaming. It feels like they're just not ready for the pace Gambit's playing with, but like this is Gambit's Dota.
Yeah, this is
they look
the Gambit's nutshell.
Yep, they're just falling over. It's like
something's not right.
It's like turning on a faucet on top of a piece of paper. It just starts melting away. And yeah, sure, you can look to engage now, perhaps, if you're Vici. Your team fight's still strong, don't get me wrong, but you got to be able to find...
Look at that TP. Nightmare. They already have the Dire Observable on the hill. Gambit, they see everything. The wall, as well as the storm, comes down, and maybe they do get a little bit of revenge into Immersion, trying to walk it off at the moment. 6 charges will not keep him alive, but with all the spells off, the Magnetize is killing Paparazzi in the back lines. He'll try and tick out, and it will actually go down. Ori will get a revenge double kill into the ES and the Bane, and my god, did he need money.
And the big factor there was that the Lesh and the Sven were not involved in the engagement, but Ori's Medusa was. It's a lot easier. The Vici lineup has to respond to aggressive actions by Gambit. So in that regard, that's what they're looking to do. The problem is they didn't have the tools to do so for this entire early game period, and thus they have a huge disadvantage, where in reality you hope that it'd be only 1,000 or 2.
My god, Apo's got haste rune. So yeah, Fade's initiation was never going to work.
5k gold lead as well.
In fact, Apo's coming back in. He wants to try and go for the kill. Shadow Shaman, if he can hit the split earth, he cannot do so. Immersion would have been very quick for the follow-up.
Man, LC is going to have a Blink Dagger and 600 gold. Check out the net worths. Gambit with 4 out of the top 5 positions. And my concern really is, yeah, Vici, they'll take this game if Ori can get to a position, his 3rd, his 4th item. But the rest of his lineup's going to need...
Oh, as he going up to Apo, ball does not come up in time, and Yang really wanted this now. Maybe Gambit think about having their own initiation, but no, they think twice. They'll get rid of the sentries, they'll get rid of the observable that was already there, because Sven's pushing the tier 2 tower on bottom.
I'm just so scared, Vici. You have Gambit, they're gonna just all in on one of these cores, probably the Monkey King. What's Yang supposed to do?
Well, he's gonna try to
LC's a hard counter.
They smoked just out of range of that Dire Observable, so this wasn't scouted out. And the one they're getting close on is Sven, but maybe now, no, war cry and run. They can't keep up.
They need the glimpse, but he doesn't have range.
They need glimpse. They need Bat Rider to actually have drums. They could have some movement speed. They need an item.
And my issue,
actually saving for a blink.
My issue with the Disruptor here is the glimpse is a function of when your team is applying the pressure, right? You're loving fights and you're getting the exit kill. He's incredibly weak against a lineup like Gambit, who's taking the fight to you. How does Glimpse function?
Jumps in towards the mid, quickly silenced, and they're all going to back off. Rolling Boulder in. The Storm is down, and everybody from Gambit gets out in time, and his Immersion just dropping rocks and taunting in front of him. He's got another kick available, connects it to DY. So much damage, and the follow-up is still there. Rolling Boulder, giving them the stun. And what is he doing there? Bane is still hanging around. He's going to drop them out. Servant wants, but Gambit to get the kill. They'll move over towards the Batrider because FNG, he's never contested. He's always got the feature of on paparazzi. You can see a lot from up there, but I don't think you want to look.
Dude, the what, 6th time that FNG Sentry Ward finds a free kill? And Vici, they want to turn it around because they think Yang's going to be able to find some free initiation, but it's just not the case. Look at the warding. Look at the map control. You're talking about winning a game, choking out an enemy that's relying upon a hard carry. Gambit's formula to win this game is just that. They immediately go from top to mid, and this is what happens when you draft a lineup that can punish. You get kills and objective as well. Even if Vici got a couple kills like they did at that top tier 1. In fact, the only kills they have this game, they're not doing anything with it but buying themselves some space to breathe within their own jungle.
Absolutely perfect.
4 bounty runes.
I'm trying to look for the happy place. Like, that's it. I'm trying to look for that happy place that's there for Vici. But with the blink already revealed, that's 1 kill on a Batrider, and the dual damage now of plus 30. They're going to add that pressure into the tier 2 tower on top. Once they have a creep wave.
But they clipped it, so they do have a creep wave. And the beauty of what I just said, one kill on an offlaner, you're going to get a tier 2.
Look, they don't even care about the trip shot. Edict damage burns through the tower. Spending the remainder of his god strength.
Top tower has fallen.
How long until Gambit can take Roshan? Because I don't think Vici can contest him.
Probably a little bit of ways. Vici's team fight is still powerful. You've got to be careful. The Wukongs plus the Medusa ult, you get both of those off on 3 or 4 of Gambit's heroes, you're still going to get wiped. You got to keep playing this game clean and ensure you're dominating the vision game.
The Observe Ward from Gambit knows that there's 2 supports up here. Rolling Boulder in, you can of course fade in the trees. Blink Dagger from Legion, he's waiting for a good target. Has not found it just yet. Instead of Spades finding Immersion, they want to initiate. FNG looking for a Nightmare Disable, but they drag it back. Finally, FNG has been caught out by VG Gaming. They've got to put him down. They're taking some time. Finally, they're able to do so. The rest of Gambit have already disengaged. We had the stat before saying FNG is the most sacrificial player, but yeah, that's exactly what he did just then.
Yeah, you're fine with that. And that's all because the LC had to cleanse off the shackle. Then FNG's getting gripped. But you're going to lose a hero. You'd prefer it would be one of the most sacrificial players in Dota. The Gold Swing not nearly as bad as were a core. And the BKB timing on Sven will be up soon. It's just the recipe away once he finishes off these Ancients. That's the timing for Gambit to really go aggressive. Because there's no method of peeling to Hawk anymore. Sure, you could lasso him through it, but the problem is there's no damage on Vici at the moment. There's nothing you could do to take out Gambit's lineup unless they overextend and fight you in the middle of the Monkey King Thunderdome.
Yeah, good luck with that. Gambit's positioning's been way too good. Getting that last bit of farm up. Still no BKB on this Sven, but it's not far off, and they'll try and find the money through the bottom tower. Yang. Alright, this is some confidence. He is so close to Immersion. Can he smell rock? Here comes the rest of VG. They want to fight. Hey, they went in. Legion Commander says hello. Let's try. Thinks about running away, but then the overwhelming
on. God, not everyone.
Immersion. The heck is
oh
with the
my God.
Already turned on. Everybody burns sometime. Immersion. He can roll himself away. They put up the war cry. All Gambit want to do is disengage. They got 3 hero kills. Maybe they can find a different target. Paparazzi up with the trees. Can they cut him down? No. Afro just dodges it as Legion Commander wants to move forward once again. The Storm is down, but no wall to hold him in position. The kicks just keep flying. Shackles holding into Heart. He needs to break free in just a second. Is there some support? There's Immersion anything left? No, he's going to rolling boulder. They're going to let the Sven die unless they can push him with the Storm Hammer. Glimpse? No, you're coming back to Heart. Maybe you have some more damage. He has a TP scroll about. He can't do it.
No
he cut the trees. Moves the other side. Begins the TP. The Deuce is Snake. It will arrive. Ori gets the kill. Then they're looking for a train into Legion Commander. He'll begin his TP. Has anybody got a stun? No.
All right, and bear in mind, the only reason Vici didn't just get crushed there was because all 3 of their players bought back immediately. They died so fast they were almost beating in unison, and then they're back with all of their spells still available.
But it wasn't the cause though. It wasn't
Correct.
Monkey. It
Exactly.
wasn't Medusa. Medusa is now #1 in the network.
Yep, and that's the key. It's fine to buy back on these heroes because your entire game plan revolves around Ori becoming the super carry. Like, it's almost like Gambit were like, oh, we don't want to fight this, but then they hit all of their spells on 4 heroes. Apo Ninja walks over, they kill both supports, who immediately, look at that, buyback TP, both to the shrine. Gambit do a great job. You can see the strength of the Sven lineup because you can kite away so easily from both of the big ultimates of Vici, but it was just a 5-on-8. This reinitiate was a mistake. If they had just chilled, this would have been a huge fight for Gambit. Luckily, only losing the 1 core.
It's actually one of those rare fights too where you don't see FNG even get a Fiend's Grip off.
Yeah.
There was a lot of control. The Mass Serpent wants to get division of the hillside, and this just turns into a chase after Gambit. But
Yep.
FNG seems to be a new priority for Vici Gaming to find. It's like, well, maybe we shouldn't have gone back in, but it was still good.
If you have the BKB on Sven, maybe you can do that. It's just too risky otherwise. Gambit now going to make a smoke move towards top. Want to try and set up around this tower.
We're going to find a target. Yang is nearby. The Observe Ward doesn't see him that far. Mass Serpent Ward's being committed. There's no fortification from Gambit. No one wants to show themselves, it
Runes
seems.
in 5. They're smoked up just to try and control these top bounties. Maybe get a fight with
look who's
TP's
coming.
force.
This is an easy Fiend's Grip. Send him up and towards the air. He'll drop back down again. Split Earth will be able to connect. FNG will just use the brain set to give all the damage they need. 4 heroes and they get the plus dual damage. And even save the tier 1 tower top. With the MASH unit that's just arrived.
That's worth. You don't care about this tower in terms of map control. You just want to deny the gold game to Vici Gaming. Again, 20-5. Very similar to the previous game. It's just that this time Vici have the tools to win fights, unlike the previous game. So, again, Ori is still, he's 1,000 gold ahead of the game. It's a Medusa.
Yeah.
He'll have a butterfly complete very soon.
Does Gambit have problems with this? Like, obviously, Deuce is getting farmed. It's never a great thing. But the high ground defense, can they still crack it?
The thing and why the Deuce is the perfect 22 pick in this draft is because you have the Monkey King. So if you're Gambit, you want to go for one of these 2 cores. There's no real save or peel on the side of Vici, but they do have this 1 hero with or 2 heroes rather, with huge ultimates to peel from the other core. So you can dive, you can all in on the Deuce, but you'll be standing inside of the Wukongs. Vice versa, if you go for the Monkey, Deuce walks forward or he pops his ultimate, and you're not really able to fight through that. So you want to just sort of blitz down one of these heroes, bait that big spell, and then reinitiate, unless you're able to just do so much damage that this just means nothing and Gambit kill everyone.
I want to see how it all unfolds as Immersion's already preparing himself for mid. DY is trying to do the best he can to try and counter the vision game that's coming out from FY. Sentry wards down through the mid, but oh hell, here we go again. No, sorry, FNG just getting that D ward in mid. No extra sentries.
Look, you got to be careful. This is beautiful from Gambit. They're just going to force all of Vici back to base. You can see mass TPs coming in. They recognize that if they let Gambit take the high ground, their tier 3 might just die immediately with no glyph active for 4.5 minutes.
Deucer and Monkey do not have buyback. They're going to commit into this. She's finished the full butterfly. Want to have it. It's a good ward track. Actually catching Lestrange. Apo down his little sideline. He thought he was safe behind the tree line, but maybe he can't get away. He can't get back out. A Yule step to run, but he's caught between the rock and the clips. Can help punish. Nice. No, we have a BKB. Dahak will begin his TP. Same for FNG. Everyone gets out, but what a great initiation using that freshly created ether lens from Shaman to get the range he needed.
And you can see Gambit's very hesitant. Even though they're ahead, Vici's lineup is built around this idea that it's incredibly hard to fight into them. Cool ward trap there from Rasta, and Gambit they can't actually fight into Vici ever as they start to walk forwards. The Deuce all popped aggressively. They're very lucky to only lose 1. DY glimpses the Sven, but of course the BKB is there. He could have picked anyone, but chose to burn that valuable CD.
They saw Yang for half a second. FNG's going to drop a secondary sentry ward. Dance with the Nightmare. And I'm not quite certain what Yang was looking for, but he'll find Gambit, and they'll give another bit of damage. 76 dual damage increase on the Legion Commander.
And this is so key because Afterlife is going for the anti-carry style, the Blink Blade Mail, going Shadowblade BKB next. You don't need damage items when you get this much dual early on in the game.
Here they come.
Dire's bottom tower.
3-man smoke up. Who will be there? Illusions, don't attack those.
We should have seen.
He body blocked for half a second.
Gotta be careful if you're Vici now.
But FNG, he just doesn't care. He runs forward, the pings are coming out. Smoke will cover you from any kind of detection.
They might be lulled into a false sense of security though, because the Leshrac is going to show bottom.
Hi,
Gambit's going to find the
Well, the jump forward. Duel's off cooldown in 7 seconds time. That won't be used on the shot. He's set for so long. Remember those 5 extra before, but they're still hanging around. Vici never got away. Oh, the clean!
They're going to go for more.
Oh, yeah, they will. Ori thinks he's getting himself out of this one. They've actually got, in just a second, they've got Duel available. They'll start this off. Fiend's Grip. FNG just want to hold him there for an extra second. The blink, Abdul, he needs to get it off.
He's going for it.
No, the Manta looking for the dodge, able to do it.
They don't have a creep wave, so that's all they're going to get out of it. But again, it's like Vici. It's like they're not ready for this. This is Gambit every game today. This is number 5. This is how they play. I love what they're doing, though. They take all this map control top, and then they just swarm towards the other side of the map, burning Vici around the map. You have a choice. Do you want to play defensively in your base, where maybe you could stand toe-to-toe against us? Or do you want to just get wiped in your own woods? There really isn't much of a choice for Vici. They're going to have to play more defensively around this Ori Medusa. He's got to make himself the target, and Immersion really sets that up. Double silence, interrupting the Wukongs. As soon as the Monkey King is isolated, that's it. Ori can do nothing but run.
I like how Immersion's left out the first shrine, so he TP's up to shrine the second one with Atho. Yeah. They're both going to have the same cooldowns, but let's have a quick look at this once again. Initiation starts over on Fade.
You got to ditch him, right? Like, in what universe are you going to be able to fight this? Yang's not alive. You see, well, look at this huge silence. Wukong's just a quarter of a second for coming out, and Dahak really didn't even need to BKB. He does so much damage. Love his decision once again, foregoing the Blink Dagger, Echo, BKB, Daedalus. You get an item to help yourself farm, you get the item that allows you to fight, and then you maximize on your damage potential, because you're never going to be able to go late game against a Medusa. Ensure that you can crush through this game right now. Gambit's still looking to get aggressive.
Yeah, Vici looking to do the same thing. They're currently having FNG walk into the middle of them. Immersion. He's hanging around. He's the one with the mech. This ES has a mech to give them the extra life.
Be careful.
As FNG, man, is this the ultimate bait? He's just sitting there. It's like, please, have a crack at me. Gambit's now going to roll the ball in. He's already died. He's looking for abilities. The storm ball's out. The Matzep wants quite nice. Now it's going to be juiced and dead for a full minute. They're inside the Wukong's command. Legion Commander has to push himself back out. There's one, but Amber glimpses back over. He'll battle inside the Wukong, working against Paparazzi. They still get past the Mass Serpent Wards, but they won't matter. They've finally killed off the monkey. They're farming up the Mass Serpent Wards. Even before chasing down the extra kill, which is Fade. He's running to the north. He can steal a regen room, but Gambit's going to go for either Roshan or they're going to push mid.
I tell you that I'm so dumb. Of course he's not buying a Daedalus. You get the MKB. The 35% evasion on Medusa, yeah, that's no longer a thing. If you're able to get the duel off before he's able to pop the Stone Gaze, yeah, there's no heal. You are going to die as the Ori Medusa. 30 seconds still on the deck, and they're walking up for the tier 3.
My God, the amount of damage in Gambit's lineup. It's not just God Strength. Plus 94 on the Legion Commander. He's cracking over 200 a pop. The tier 3 tower, it will fall. How much they want to push for more? The melee? No, they'll back up. It's take Shrine, take Roshan.
That's the disruptor factor. You need to go away 10 seconds before you usually need to, because the glimpse could potentially bait you into a fight you just don't need right now. Get the tier, the Shrine, and go make your next fight around the Roche Pit.
They're going to be so ready for it. As a BKB going to come out in the courier for the Legion Commander.
Yeah. And seriously, credit to FNG once again. We're like, well, what is this guy doing? He's just feeding. But his death means nothing. And he bought so many spells used. There's no Monkey King stun. FNG, sure he does, but he's planning on buying back. How many times have we seen VP and solo do that?
We actually almost talked about the vision game from FNG.
He's providing it himself. He's the scout.
Yeah, I was like, let me just walk in. I can TP over. Not a problem. We still have a shrine and we're playing near it. Here comes VG Gaming trying to contest for Roshan. He's down 1/3. The glimpse gonna pull the Legion Commander, but back up the river. They go for the wall. They've caught their target. It's FNG alongside them for rolling boulder. They find DY with the follow-up kick. Ori, he gets a Stone Gaze up with the BKB spent. Well, he's stoned for the moment. Here comes the Wukong's command with the shackles. Legion Commander is trapped in. The Disruptor's already brought back into this fight. Immersion wants to go falling and fade over in the tree lines, but the stun is out. Finally, the Wukong's command. It will wear off. The Mass Serpent Wands will be planted. Immersion wants a rolling boulder away. The Hex on FNG. They are still trying to get out of range, but Paparazzi finally doing some damage, getting in there. They look towards Roshan. Fade is almost dying to Roshan. He got bashed up. They're bottling him in so he can get back up the hill with some level of life.
2 big keys.
Oh, woo! Godlike. Yang once more. They want to try and punish the Heart. Fade, he's low on life, but he's holding his ground. They get themselves a double kill. But Abba just going in the back line with Immersion. They turn on the pulse, and everyone's into a ring. Paparazzi, he turns on his own PKB. Still underneath those Mass Serpent Wards. It's a 1v3, and Monkey has no other choice but to go all the way home.
Yeah, you can see, so the glimpse created some confusion with Afterlife. He almost was able to get that blink off before it was canceled as the Hawk went in on the Dusa. Ori getting his ult off as the stun was flying. But that's why he stays alive.
Afro doesn't care about Roshan. Like with the Legion, you probably don't want to do it anyway, but you try and force buybacks.
Yeah, no glyph.
You add pressure into Vici Gaming. The creep waves arrive, so yeah, no glyph, no backdoor protection. And very little the paparazzi can do when Wukong's command is down while his BKB is also on cooldown. They will
Holy
take the
shit.
lane of Rax.
Look at Immersion's score.
Yeah, he's 16-1-15 on this
31 out of
ES.
32 kills. And they're all here. Deuce is still dead. That's 2 racks.
They're going for more. Yang looking to go around the back lines.
Radiant's bottom down.
Paparazzi thinking about a stun to prepare. 2 lanes of Rice going down. The Hex is over on Sven. No mass surf from Wards, and he's just going to blink himself away. No damage either. The Glimpse catches Immersion. The wall, however, will not. They have to use a shackle, but to press the attack. Breaking him free. Another rolling boulder up. You want that hit from Paparazzi. He's looking at the storm attack, but SG! He gets the grip. No, the storm will end up cancelling it. But Paparazzi's in way too deep. The strike won't do anywhere near enough. Turn into a tree, but that won't save you. The duel's on Disruptor, and now it's Gambit's turn. They will just beat through everyone. Ori can stone everyone up they want to, while Yang puts the fire and the flames on top of him. Maybe with a flame break, pushing him back out. Apo is low. Yang, he needs to burn him down. Able to do this. Maybe Medusa with a forcer gets up the hill. The Spirit Vessel still causing a hell of a lot of problems. Another Mystic Snake, that won't do anything. She's down for the count. So is the Bat Rider. It is only one. It's faded and GG. Gambit. My God, these guys are good. They will 2-0 VG Gaming in the lower bracket, eliminating the Chinese.